Is Wrath of the Lich King Classic reviving World of Warcraft? That's a very good question, and today we're going to have a look at it and discuss it.
Most likely, there's a lot of you who are currently on the fence about whether or not to give Wrath of the Lich King a try. Maybe you're skeptical as to whether or not there's really an interest in this expansion.
What's the best
expansion? Are people
expansion?
even going to come back and give it another chance? Well, today, we're going to talk about just that for those of you guys that are on the fence. We're going to talk about the current state of the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch, what it's like to play the game right now, what it's like to level to 70, what the culture of World of Warcraft is like, and a whole lot more to help you with that decision.
Like, the interesting thing is, like, I've seen this already because I logged in, and a lot of people are coming back. Like, there are more people at the launch now of the pre-patch and everything than there were like a couple of weeks ago during the TBC and era, basically, right? So a lot of people are coming back, and if a game is more highly populated, it's more likely that people are going to enjoy it because it's easier to make groups and do content with, and you're not running around ghost towns where like there's no single player, just NPCs, right?
Right after we thank today's sponsor. Are you somebody that has an Amazon Prime account, or you just love World of Warcraft? Because if so, this message is for you. Did you know that right now, Prime Gaming, which all Amazon Prime members have access to, is giving away a free World of Warcraft in-game item drop for this month to
What?
celebrate the
What
release
item?
of Wrath of the Lich King and the upcoming expansion,
I'm curious.
Dragonflight. Because
Which
if
item?
not, you gotta head over to Prime Gaming's website right now, link your battle.net account, and get for yourself a free Crown of Eternal Winter. Just head over to your local transmog NPC once you've acquired it, and bam! You are looking swag, and you are ready to climb a frigid mountain in Northrend or on the Dragon Isles. Guys, this is a limited time offer though, so take advantage of it now by clicking the link in the description and signing up for Amazon Prime if you are not a member. But again, be quick. This offer for the Crown of Eternal Winter ends soon, but more World of Warcraft in-game drops will be coming down the road, so stay tuned.
Interesting.
If you were to log into World of Warcraft right now on the Wrath of the Lich King servers, I think you would be pleasantly surprised at just how many people are playing the game right now. Now, I know that the stereotype about WoW is that it's dead and it's buried, but one quick look at Stormwind or Ocarus would tell you otherwise. There are people.
But you know what the sad thing is about this, and this was the same with WoW TBC? Like, I remember the day it launched. It was crazy. We walked all to the portal, and there were so many people. We had a huge caravan. You can actually find it on this channel. I uploaded it was 2 years ago or something. I don't know. But it was crazy. There were so many people. But the issue is some people only come back out of curiosity. Like, they want to know, hey, what's up? Let's have a look at Wrath of the Lich King Classic, for example. It was the same with TBC. And then they are staying for maybe 2 months. Some are maybe staying for 3 months. And then they disappear. And only 40-50% of the people are left, maybe, at most. So it's crazy. More than half of the people seem to actually quit after 3 months or so. This is the kind of experience I had with TBC. People level 3 months later, a large portion disappeared. Because some people only come back to try it out and have a look for a month or two, and then it's over. And that's sad, but if the number is so high that you can't enter a server, and then suddenly you can enter a server and it's almost a queue, but not a queue, then it's okay. That means the server is fully populated, right?
There are people all over the damn place, to the point that people are complaining about queue times on some servers.
It's insane.
There is certainly
13,000.
a giant interest in this expansion, and it is no surprise as to why if you think about it. For those that don't know, Wrath of the Lich King was WoW's zenith, its magnum opus expansion, which is where the game peaked in terms of its player population and popularity in greater gaming culture. Now, needless to say, people who played it in the past want to experience it again, and those who did not play Wrath, they want to see what the hype was all about, just like with classic WoW. Was this expansion really as good as people remember it being? Or was it overrated? And is it all just nostalgia? Regardless of what you think about those questions, it's obvious that a lot of people are very curious and are checking out the game. Stormwind's Trade District is a buzz with people buying and selling items, mostly people exploiting new Death Knight players, to be fair, who they want the best gear possible to level as fast as possible to
that's actually how I feel about this, and about like not only like those exploits, they're like people are actually selling stuff that will benefit, like let's say the Death Knight. But when it comes to like new classes, and this was why I didn't make a shaman. So if you're raiding and you're dedicated to raiding, you really want to do like the end game content. You want to have like all the good items you can get, like the best in slot and everything, full sets. Like the issue is if you are playing something that everyone is playing, like let's say, okay, now shaman is new, everyone makes a shaman. Now the Death Knight is new, everyone makes a Death Knight. That there's no demand anymore for any Death Knight. So if you're playing a Death Knight, you're having a way harder time to do raiding because so many people play that class, right? And this is what always like turns me so off about new classes. Like I maybe like the class for like the aesthetics, for the class fantasy. Like Death Knight is really cool, I love it. But I'm like hesitating to make one because I know so many are going to make one. And what if I can't find freaking groups, or like raid teams are already full and I can't join them because there are so many Death Knights? Like this is always my worry. So it's like sometimes really cool to pick those less populated classes that some people consider underdogs, because at some point or some patch, some of them are getting really good and nobody plays them, or they have to level them fresh up, and you already have a maxed out one, right? So yeah, I don't know. I tend to not pick the most popular class because I want to find a spot somewhere. But yeah, it's really cool. I will make one though, but several months later, like when the hype is a bit down and people actually change classes, some move away from DK, because then I can get a spot again. But I'm definitely not going to level up a DK while it's new. It is stupid, because I will have a problem at endgame because everyone does that, nobody finds a group. It sucks. And by the way, guys, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content.
70 before Wrath of the Lich King comes out. I mean, come on. Alchemists are selling potions, blacksmiths are hard at work at the forges making armor, jewel crafters are pumping out gems, enchanters are enchanting gear, you name it. Everybody is busy and at work. And it feels very, dare I say, immersive. When you see people at the forges and in the shops gathering reagents and so on, it makes you feel like something big is about to happen. And that is something that you are going to love about the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch right now if you were to start being a part of the machine. But of course, you got to get yourself to level 70 as well, just like I had to do. So let's talk about what it is like to go through the leveling experience in the pre-patch. So I just dinged level 70 on my Death Knight and Thoriel over on Pagel US. Now I didn't necessarily rush to 70 like some people did. I did it over the course of a few days, taking the time to do some dungeons for fun and work the auction house a bit on my money alt to earn some gold. But I still managed to go from 55 to 70 in 17 hours, which I was surprised by. It felt like a lot longer than that.
17 hours!
But to be fair, I was using Zygor to level stupid fast through Outland, so there is that. Just before the pre-patch dropped, I leveled a Blood Elf Hunter to level 70, so I just wanted to go through Outland as fast as possible, so. But what was it like to level in the pre-patch, you might be wondering? Well, from my experience, even though I just had leveled a character through Outland, leveling again as a Death Knight was awesome, and for multiple reasons. The first being is that there's just so many people playing the damn game right now, and the world feels incredibly alive. General chats.
This is exactly what I love about MMOs. If there's like a high population and you have like random encounters, like you walk somewhere and there's like a freaking lake, and then you see people freaking laying at a lake on the ground, and you're like, what the heck is going on? Like, what's happening? They're like RPing and stuff or something. Like, we're getting a tent, like we're getting tent at the lake or something. Or you're walking somewhere and there's like a mine. And you walk into that mine, you have like players come out because they're questing there too. And one is like escaping, and like you see this person die because 7-8 mobs are chasing this one. And you just look at that player dying. Ha 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 ha. What did you do there? No, seriously, I love this when there are like a lot of players around. And no, I'm not a sadist. Like I'm not enjoying it when people are freaking dying in game or like having a hard time. But I always think it's funny when someone pulls too many mobs and just dies in front of me, and I just look at them. Yeah, what a move. Actually, this happens to me sometimes too. I pull by accident something I didn't want to pull and I die. And I'm pretty sure people laugh at me too, so why can't I laugh at them too, right? But I like this when there are a lot of players around.
forts are always active. It's very easy to form groups on PvP realms. There's a lot of world PvP going on from what I've heard. And the community feel is just very strong at the moment. Now, you might think, like I did, that things would be a giant cluster of chaos and madness, being that there's so many people everywhere, but you'd be surprisingly wrong. Even at Ocarus, when I was first leveling in Thoriel, the area was certainly full of players, but thanks to Blizzard's phasing and modded respawn timers, there was never too much frustration to accomplish the goal for a quest or to get credit for a particular mob kill. And in Outland, I never once struggled to find a group for ramparts, for group quests, or anything of the sort, even when I started getting higher level. And because everybody is united by this same goal of get to level 70 as fast as possible and get ready for the Lich King, the community is very kind right now, they're very forgiving, and they're very energetic right now, at least, to do content either solo or together. It's pretty nice.
Like about the forgiving part, because it's new, and I'm pretty sure that like a lot of people mess up. So if a lot of people mess up, it is not a problem if you mess up, because they mess up themselves, right? But if an expansion and certain content has been out for a while, and there are like more and more people actually good at this, like they're going to have like a closer eye on you. Are you going to mess up? Are you going to do something wrong? Especially when it comes to like raiding. Yeah, if it's like the first clear for a guild, they're more forgiving. But if a guild has, let's say, cleared something 4 or 5 times already, and you're joining for the first time and you mess up, they're going to hate you for that. So if you are really into raiding, try to raid as early as possible, because you have a way more relaxed time. It's gonna be way longer. You're gonna wipe more often. People are going to rage quit at some point, but they are not going to blame you.
Nice. I also have to address a small elephant in the room, and it's this. If you're somebody that didn't play Wrath of the Lich King all those years ago, you are not aware of just how ridiculously overpowered and overplayed Death Knights were back in that expansion. When Wrath first came out,
kept them that
Death
strong?
Knights were so overpowered that healers were completely unnecessary for early dungeons in Outland. Not sure about later dungeons though. I mean, someone can tell me that in the comment section. The thing is that Death Knights can self-heal like crazy, so back in the day they could just heal themselves to full health with ease repeatedly. There was no need for a healer. And even if you wanted a healer in your group, you ain't gonna find one. And why? Because back then, everyone was playing a Death Knight, running around and tearing through levels and quests.
But that what takes the interest away from a
the elephant. This exact same thing has happened again with the pre-patch. Once you get to Outland, get ready to see a flood of Death Knights everywhere, and be prepared to do 5-man Death Knight only dungeon groups. And I'm not even complaining, and I doubt you will too, because honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's new, it's crazy, it's wild, and it's a memorable time in WoW's history. And if you're wondering about the fresh servers, by the way, for Wrath of the Lich King, those new realms that Blizzard put out, to my understanding, they've been going great too and have had a similar type of experience with getting to 70 as the main servers. I can't comment too much on those realms though, because I've been focused on leveling my Death Knight to 70 and recording the entire adventure to make it into a series here on this channel, showing you guys the story of Thoriel and my adventure to 80 in this expansion.
Wait a second, are they going to add more servers? I've heard rumors they're going to add more servers, right? We get a server transfer or not? I like wondered that, because there's like another patch coming, and isn't like also like more servers coming or something? I don't know. I was like told something by a friend that like there are like even more servers coming now. But I think we get a free server switch. I hope so. If not, I don't know. I don't want to like always level up new characters. Like it's fun, the leveling experience, but I don't want to level too many because it takes like so much time. And not only that, like you need to like the thing about classic is it's not even like the level that is the issue. Like, oh, I hit level 70, yay. No, you need gear to even advance further, right? So the gearing up is more of an issue than the leveling actually, because of the drop rate. Like in retail you have a good drop rate, you're doing dungeons a couple of times in rate, but in like classic it takes way longer to gear up well and to get like set pieces and stuff. Like sets don't even exist in retail until now with like the end of Shadowlands, right? They added like tier sets again, but before that, like and even if you get to that point, like you can just get like Mythic Plus items, right? But when it comes to gearing in Classic, you need to do the raids, you need to be lucky and this and that. So if you have like too many characters at max level, it is such a waste of time because you need way longer to gear up in Classic than in Retail.
So look forward to the first part of that video series coming soon. Be sure to subscribe.
The culture.
World of Warcraft is in a state unlike anything it's been in before. Like in previous videos, I have talked about how the game is currently, it's on a knife edge in terms of player loyalty. There's a lot of people, sure, who really want to re-experience Wrath of the Lich King as well as give Dragonflight a good chance, a good and proper try.
Yeah.
But many people who are playing WoW, they seem to be almost waiting or looking for one more stupid thing from Blizzard to finally quit the game for good and move on. And that said, it's been critically important, therefore, for Blizzard to really focus on listening to player feedback and trying their best to make the classic experience, as well as the modern game experience, to be fair, as good as it can be. And from what we've seen so far, Blizzard is doing just that. Blizzard has been active in their communication with the players in terms of things like their intended changes to Wrath of the Lich King going forward. More about that with a future video. They've done their best to make the Wrath pre-patch launch as smooth as possible. The Dragonflight beta has been received very well so far based on what we've heard and seen. I enjoy it. And overall, the company seems to be doing things all right. There's not much to complain about, really, unless I
wonder if Microsoft has something to do with it. Because, like, since they now bought Blizzard, I think they are actually going to be more strict. Like, there cannot be so many complaints or mistakes with the game. If there are, like, they're in trouble. Because it was such a huge investment, it was quite expensive to buy the company. So I think they really wanted to succeed. Otherwise, it would be a bad investment, right? Like, you don't just buy a company for an insane amount of cash and then you just let it just go under and, like, freaking die out or something. You don't do that. No. You're making sure it's going to succeed. This was the same when they bought freaking Mojang Studios, right? With like Minecraft and all. Like now Minecraft is really doing well. It is still crazy popular. They're constantly releasing new content to Minecraft and stuff. And I hope the same is going to happen now with World of Warcraft under Microsoft. Like, please.
I've missed something in the details or recent news that you guys can point out in the comments section, because I don't check things every single day. There's been no scandals with the company to my understanding. No community issues, not recently anyway. Nothing. So people are just having fun and they're just enjoying the game right now, and you can really feel that in the culture and in the communication between the players. Now, you do still find people debating topics in Hellfire General, like how woke Blizzard has become over the years, or whether or not Dragonflight is going to be WoW's last expansion, last good expansion.
I don't think so.
And of course, you can find your occasional level 58 Death Knight in the trade chat talking about how WoW is dead and Final Fantasy is so much better and blah, blah, blah. But WoW's community has always had a toxic side to it, and we've had years of enjoyment poking fun at it. So it's not.
It already started like early, like wasn't it like Cataclysm? It already started. You had this in Mist of Pandaria. Like people were always saying, "Oh, World of Warcraft is going to die." Like you remember, like back in the day around like Cataclysm era. For those of you that have played during Cataclysm or Mist of Pandaria, that there were like people saying World of Warcraft is going to die. And what happened after Cataclysm? We got Mist of Pandaria. We got Warlords of Draenor. We got freaking Legion. We got like BFA, Shadowlands. Like it was not over when Cataclysm came. It was not over when Mist of Pandaria came. Like there came multiple expansions more, and it kept going for years, and it never fully died out, right? So like even sometimes like when a new expansion comes, like a large portion of old players comes back for like several months, and sometimes you even grab like new players because suddenly they are like watching something on YouTube, there comes an ad, oh there's a World of Warcraft new expansion, or you go to a freaking gaming store and they have like freaking posters with like oh new WoW expansion and stuff. At least we have this here in Germany sometimes, and then like people want to try also out WoW, and it brings in some new players too.
Nothing new. Trade chat has its political debates. Ocarus has Death Knights talking about how their class is not powerful enough and has been nerfed. Hellfire General is a giant mess of bad jokes. And we've even seen the return of Thunder Fury and Anal Spam. It's fantastic. Overall, the game is in a very great spot.
True.
Yes, there are Death Knights all over the place. Yes, the recent influx of people has brought, of course,
play a
some
shaman or
toxic
something.
players to the game. But overall, if you log into Azeroth today, right now, you will find people hard at work crafting and preparing for Wrath of the Lich King, doing tons of dungeons, and just having a good time. I think the only struggle, the only thing that people are really having trouble with at the moment is just getting to 70 as fast as possible before Wrath officially drops. Which is why if you are one of those people who needs help to level fast, you need to watch this video right here, right now that I made that goes over 10 tips from me to level
That's useful.
faster. And
Yeah,
like
check
a
it
pro
out, guys, if you
in
need
World of
leveling
Warcraft.
advice.
Thanks.
Let me give this one a thumbs up. And yeah, I think actually it is good what's happening with World of Warcraft. Like, Dragonflight is amazing. I feel like a lot of people actually having a very positive impression of Dragonflight. And those that were like testing it already, they said, oh, wow, yeah, we went on the PTR, yeah, we tested it. It's actually nice. We like the new zones. The flying is interesting. The drag deer, oh, wow, very interesting. I want to level one when it comes out and stuff. And with Breath of the Lich King Classic, it is completely full. Like, queues are insane and everything, and cities are finally full again. And it's not like it was a couple of months ago when like the population really went down, unfortunately. Now the population is good again. So yeah, I'm not even sure what we are going to do now, because we were doing like a series, right, where we're leveling our gnome mage, and I'm not sure, should we make like a new character on like maybe another server, or should we just continue on this one? I need to definitely grind up another character at some point. Let's see. And yeah, I don't want to play a Death Knight, now even less because of this video. Like, I love Death Knight. I play in retail a Death Knight quite often. It is like one of my most played characters there. But my issue is, I want to get into groups, I want to do raiding, and because there's so many Death Knights, I'm actually worried that they're not gonna take me. And if there are people that have like more free time than me and they are like hardcore grinding for gear and leveling, then it's me versus like so many other Death Knights, and some are crazy overgeared. They have like super items and stuff, and I'm like behind, right? And there are so many of my class, so this is what makes me a little nervous about leveling up a Death Knight. So I'm not sure if I'm going to main a Death Knight. I will see what's happening in the next couple of months. I hope the hype goes down a little bit with the Death Knight, not with Wrath of the Lich King, of course, and I can play a Death Knight finally. But at the time being, I'm definitely going to play something else. I don't want to be one of the majority, and then there are groups looking for, hey, we need a shaman, any shamans here? And then nobody is there, and I could have been that shaman, right? But yeah, it's interesting. I have also good impression. I think it is definitely good for World of Warcraft what's happening with Dragonflight in Breath of the Lich King Classic. It's definitely going to keep it alive. It's going to most likely convince them, and I'm pretty sure they are going to do it, to release even more expansions, and it's gonna be good for WoW, I think. And yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this one a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Your first impression of Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Are you guys hyped? Do you guys love it? How do you feel about World of Warcraft these days? Let me know. And I wish everyone a wonderful day. I will see you guys next time.